So you're thinking about moving to Germantown, Maryland. Well, here are 5 things that we love and 5 things that we hate. Hi, my name is Henry. I'm a realtor serving the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, focusing on Montgomery County, Maryland. So let's just jump right into it. So if you're thinking about moving to Germantown, Maryland, here are 5 things that we absolutely love about it. So number 1, you get more for your home at the median price point than other portions of Montgomery County that are closer to the Washington, D.C. area. So one of the a good case in point is if you're looking in kind of the $300,000 price point, then if you are looking in, say, the Rockville, Bethesda area, then that $300,000 will generally only get you a condo. And as you get further out and move out to Germantown, that same $300,000 could actually land you into a townhouse. So if you're looking for a larger home and the commute is not as important, then Germantown actually might be a better fit for you. However, if you're actually looking to be close and the size of the home doesn't matter for you quite as much, then you're likely going to be looking into a condo as you get closer to the Washington, D.C. area. Number 2, so we have very convenient shopping. There's a couple of pockets of areas where there's just phenomenal shopping and just a ton of different stores, a variety of different stores. The main shopping point, you have several grocery stores, large ones and small ones, as well as a Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Michael's, Home Depot, Home PetSmart, all in one giant shopping center. It's definitely convenient, especially if you're trying to knock out several errands in one go. It makes it so you only have to go to one area versus jumping around all over the place. Number 3, you have easy access to outdoor activities. So I love going outside for walks with my kids as well as my dog, and Germantown just has a lot of really, really great parks and as well as just sidewalks and areas where you can just be outdoors and really enjoy it. Some of the other areas are very developed, so it's not quite as walkable or not quite as enjoyable for the outdoors because you're really just going to end up walking around suburban areas. But in Germantown, if you want to go through a trail, there are tons of access to outdoor activities. So, number 4, great food options. So, I love food, and I love having a lot of variety of food. Of course, I love my burger. I can probably eat burgers every single day, but occasionally we're going to need some variety. So they have lots of Asian foods, Latin foods, all sorts of different ethnic foods. Currently, we are in COVID lockdown, so a lot of restaurants are not doing this. However, once things open back up, there are a lot of restaurants, actually some of my favorite buffet places. There's actually a sushi buffet place, as well as a Indian buffet place that are really, really excellent. We have a couple of options for Korean fried chicken, for kebabs, you name it. I mean, I can go on with food, all day. One of my favorite taco places is in Germantown as well. And then number 5, the schools. So typically, when people look at school rankings, Germantown is not really thought of as one of the top areas. However, there's a lot of investment going into Germantown to improve the schools. So the 2 main high schools in the area are Northwest High School and Seneca Valley High School, and certain areas might also fall into Clarksburg. So a lot of investment have been going into those schools to help bring in better teachers, improve the facilities. Seneca Valley High School, for example, did some major renovations, both to the athletics facility as well as to the educational program within. So we'll see some more results once things open back up a lot more. But as of now, everything is online, so you'll take it as it goes. Okay, so now let's move over to the hate category, the parts that maybe we don't like quite as much. So, number 1, there's no metro station. If you're looking to commute to DC, you can't get on the metro train. I mean, there's public transit through buses, and you can get to Shady Grove Metro, which is going to be the closest one. However, it's not convenient if you want to be able to live in Germantown and then just quickly commute over to the station because there isn't one anywhere nearby. So you're going to have to factor that in. Now, if that commute or the metro accessibility is not as important, then that's not a factor, which is fantastic. Number 2, let's talk about traffic. Traffic is going to be preeminent throughout most of Montgomery County. The bulk of the traffic that you're going to be coming across is number 1, commuting traffic, because as you get further out from the DC area, there are going to be fewer opportunities to get onto the main highway. So during that time, it does tend to bottleneck. And this is a very common area because this is about the limit of where most people are willing to go to commute into Washington, D.C. if that's where they're working. There's also a lot of construction going on all the time, so just kind of be prepared for that if you're considering Germantown. That said, compared to some of the cities, it's actually not too bad. But again, when it's annoying, then it's annoying, and that's why we put it into the hate category. All right, number 3, crowded strip malls. So kind of following into the traffic area, as we mentioned, a lot of shopping is condensed into one area. Now, while that's extremely convenient, that also leads to a lot of congestion during peak shopping time. So on weekends, it can get very, very crowded because everybody's out shopping at the same time. Number 4, investment properties. So what do I mean by that? If you're looking to move and purchase in Germantown, there are certain areas where it's high turnover in terms of rental property. So people purchasing homes to rent it out to tenants. So if you're looking for an area where maybe your neighbors are going to be fellow homeowners, then you'll want to do some research and make sure that you work with a realtor who knows how to look into specific areas to see exactly who your neighbors are going to be. And if you're an investor yourself, then because Germantown is at a lower price point and without the exorbitant condo fees that you'll incur as you get closer to Washington, D.C., it is a very popular area to invest. Number 5, we have the home values. So compared to areas as you get closer to the city, home values tend to fluctuate a little bit more. Now, overall, home values actually tend to stay fairly stable, but there is a population where they bought at the height of the market, so meaning when home values were at their absolute highest, that's when a lot of people purchased. And then after the market crash, things really, really tanked. And only now are the home values really catching up to where they were at the height of the market. So that's one indication. I mean, as of now, there haven't been any additional market crashes to that extent as we saw in 2008. But that's just something to keep in mind, as the area tends not to be quite as insulated as areas closer to the DC metropolitan area. That said, there have been a lot of changes to the area, and it might be a little bit more insulated now than it was a decade ago. So those were 5 things that we love, 5 things that we hate. If we missed anything, then we would love to have your input in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions or suggestions for other videos, we would love to see them. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.